So I started selling on Amazon back in 2018. But when I first originally heard of Amazon FBA and selling on the platform was back in 2016. And there was a bunch of reasons why I didn't take so much action on it when I first heard about it. But one of the big reasons was fear. Fear of judgment, of losing money, of looking stupid, of getting made fun of at work. And that fear was strong enough to get me to just let that opportunity pass me by for 2 years. And guys, if you have been around the space for a long time, 2016, I call that the private label boom, where you could literally throw up anything that you wanted without knowing anything, and you would be making tens of thousands of dollars in profit per month. That was the 2016 private label boom. And I could have profited from that. I could have been so much farther along in my business if I would have just dedicated the time and not been in my way. But I've been talking to a lot of people lately, and this same issue keeps coming up in my DMs with all of the people that reach out to me. So maybe some of you guys watching this, and they keep telling me, like, I'm just scared that this isn't going to work. What if this doesn't work? What if I lose money? What if this? What if that? Fear of judgment from what their mom's going to say, or their dad's going to say, or their friends are going to say, their coworkers, or those people that they went to high school with that they don't even talk to anymore. And guys, I really relate to this, because this is something that I genuinely went through. I remember thinking, I was like, man, if I start this business and it just doesn't work out, like, I'm going to be like the butt of every joke at the office. Like, oh, how's your little business going? And this, and that. And guys, if you're in law enforcement or like that first responder field, firefighter, EMT, I'm sure they're like that as well. Guys, we're hard on each other. Like we rag on each other all the time. Well, I shouldn't say we, I'm not in law enforcement anymore, but that's how it was. Like, I was a ball buster. Like, that's how everybody is. And that's just the culture. And I was like, damn, like, I'm going to go and start this thing, and if it blows up in my face, I'm going to look so dumb. And I allowed that to hold me back from starting for 2 years. And luckily, it was only 2 years, because some people will allow that to hold them back for 5 years, 10 years, a fucking lifetime. And then I remember when my son was born, and that desire to take control of my life, control of my time, control of my finances became so strong that I really didn't care what anybody else was going to say. I had already made up my mind that I was going to do this even if I died. Like, that's how extreme that I took it, right? Not like literally, like, even if this kills me, like, I'm going to go pursue this and I'm going to make it work. And a couple of things that helped me get to that point were 2 different scenarios that I played in my head, or 2 different conversations that I had in my head that I want you guys to kind of try to replicate with your current situation. And it will really help you guys. Like, this was such a big catalyst for me to just be like, I don't care what anybody has to say, or how stupid I may look, how much money I lose, or what may happen, because I'm going to make this work. It's actually 3 different things that I want you to take away. The first one, I played this scenario in my head, or this conversation. And I was like, man, would you trade lives with him, or him? And I looked at them, looked at their lives, looked how many divorces they had, or how their marriage was, or how their relationship was with their kids, how much money they had, the things that they had in their life, what kind of shape they're in, how they thought, the conversations that they would have out loud, because it was a reflection of the conversations they would have in their head. And I was like, man, if I fucking end up like any of these people, I did something seriously wrong in my life. So the answer was no. I wouldn't trade lives for a fucking day with anybody like this. So then I was like, all right, well then why the fuck do you care what they have to say? Why the fuck would you care what somebody else has to say that you wouldn't want to emulate in any way? You wouldn't want to be anything like them. So why would their opinions stop you from going and pursuing a life that is unlike anybody that you know? And that was like a light bulb moment for me, where I was like, yeah, that doesn't really make any fucking sense why I would care about that. That was the first thing. The second thing was, I had this conversation with myself essentially in the future. I just kind of pictured it. I just kind of played it out, because like I said, my son was born, and that was like my biggest motivating factor. Because guys, like in law enforcement, guys are there with 2, 3, 4, even 5 different marriages, which is insane. Like, stop getting married at that point. And they miss everything. You miss holidays, you miss vacations. Like, your spouses and your families need to learn how to live without you, because you're constantly gone. And people will work there for 20 or 30 years, and then the next day everybody forgets about you. So you're left there trying to pick up the pieces of your life that you left behind, and it's too late. But anyway, I had this conversation in my head that was put out 20 to 30 years from now. And it was this conversation with my son. And I was like, son, I know that I missed everything I know I missed you growing up. I know I missed holidays, and I don't even know how many of your birthdays and your games. And you guys had to take so many vacations without me because I was stuck at work. But there was this time when you were born, like shortly after you were born, that I was gonna go and pursue this business, and I was gonna make it work. I was gonna get all this time back and all this freedom. We were gonna have more money. I was gonna be there on every vacation and all these trips. I was gonna be able to watch you grow up. And then he would ask me, well, what happened? And I said, well, I was too scared somebody was gonna make fun of me. I was too scared that I was going to lose a couple bucks. So then I didn't do it. Like, that sounds crazy to me, even just, like, I can feel it. Like, right now, like, gave me chills just having that conversation again. Like, puts things into perspective of, like, you're going to let what this random person says about you, or this person you went to high school with that you haven't talked to in years, or the fact that, oh, I lost $500 or $1,000, like, that fear, you're going to let that take control of your entire life, so it's going to keep you at your starting line forever. So then you get to this point of acceptance where you accept your current reality, even though you're watching videos like this and trying to learn how to make money online. And the only reason that you're doing that kind of research is because there's something in your life currently, right now, that you are not happy with, you don't have, you want to improve, or you want to change. That is the only reason why people watch videos like this. That's the only reason I was watching videos like this or doing research on how do I make money online, because I wanted to take control of my time, because I saw the writing on the wall. Hey man, you're gonna fucking miss everything. And if you do that and you stay there because you're scared, you're gonna have tons and tons of regret down the road. I would rather start and fail 20, 30, 40 times, but at least I tried. At least I tried to make this fucking work, than to not try at all and have that conversation with myself of, man, how different would life have looked like if I would have just gotten out of my own way. The last thing that I want you to take from this video is that you need to operate from faith and not fear. You've been operating from fear for way too long. You already know everything that fear has to offer. You're stuck in place. Uncertainty, anxiety, doubt, regret, shame, disappointment, that you're not taking advantage of opportunities. You already know everything on the other side of fear. Why not go and explore what's on the other side of faith? Guys, take it from me. I have been someone in the past who developed a PhD in catastrophizing situations and asking myself those terrible what if questions. What if this doesn't work? What if my business goes to zero? What if the channel stops growing? What if I can't make any money? What if this business doesn't even take off? What if this? What if that? Guys, the only way that you can fix this and get that voice out of your head is by consistently taking action on the things that you know you should be doing. That's how you relieve that voice in your head that's giving you all of these what ifs and having that fear keep you at the starting line. But if you want to amplify that voice and make it worse than ever before, procrastinate on everything that you should be doing. That is how you will make that voice stronger than ever. Keep you stuck at that starting line, and then just spend the rest of your life asking yourself, man, what if things could have been different?